All right, so this video, I want to talk about following your intuition and building courage. Um, this is something that you can take on with your life um, as you grow up. This is something you're going to start to use and develop as you build more experience. But building courage really comes down to putting yourself out there in those situations and coming out of it on the other side, and then having that internal confidence. So um, the leader role. This is something that a leader should have equipped. This characteristics when responsibilities come, they get the job done, or put absolute confidence they can get it done. So a, a great leader will always take accountability for the path, and they have that internal confidence in themselves and know where they're going. So they have the vision for the group. And leadership is about having vision and goals and having that confidence to execute on that goal. Um, like when you think about some of the greatest leaders, they always had something to stand for, and they always had a vision and goal in all areas, even wars, in sports, whatever it is, there's always leadership that is always visible and that we can learn from. A good leader always takes accountability. That's very important. Um, I think when you're an entrepreneur and you start building businesses, you realize that you need to take accountability for all the outcomes that come to your neck, and that you don't have a boss that will basically call the HR team or they'll take care of whatever mess that you create. No, when you are your own boss, you take accountability for your own mistakes, and I think that's what a lot of people don't have are missing, having accountability. And you can have accountability even if you don't have a business. Like um, I know a lot of successful minded people, Charlie Morgan, I know Andrew Tate says this, Luke Bellamar, whatever his name was. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's one of those successful YouTube gurus. They all mention like taking accountability for where you are right now in your life. It doesn't matter where you're at. You got to realize that wherever you are right now, it's all up to the decisions that you've made, and you need to take full accountability for it. So if you know where you are, it's basically all your fault. So if you come into the mindset, that's the first step to leadership and taking control over your life and changing them. So having emotional control and is vital for making the right decisions under control. Um, Emotions cloud judgment and could affect you from using your gut knowledge. So we all have that like fifth sense where we have that strong feeling. Or some people call it the gut feeling. Um, there is research that shows that your gut has its own like intelligence, just like how our brain has its own intelligence. There is some type of connections. So when you have that gut feeling, it could also be some fifth sense or intelligence that you're not aware of. So sometimes we tend to ignore that because of emotions. So when you master your emotions, you are able to use this side um, of your decision making process without having to fall down on emotions and making radical choices. So a good leader can also logically break down a situation and see the big picture despite emotions taking over. Same thing like when some type of maybe hostile situation comes down, a good leaders are the ones that are is able to stay calm, control their emotions, see the big picture of the situations, and able to take actions accordingly. And I think that's what a good leader does. Um, you can't really find out who is a good leader, um, who is really about it until you are tested in a situation that's beyond yourself and outside your comfort zone. So, um, with the right situation, it shows who the right people are. So, um, I think that's one part of it. So the ability to change, being open minded, is also very important for um, intuition and building courage and becoming a leader. The ability to adapt in is crucial in leadership. You got to put yourself through. tough times and torments to become a leader. As I mentioned before, um, like sometimes you just got to do it. Just put yourself in those uncomfortable situations. Go talk to that girl that you're scared to do it. Um, I know sometimes I've been put in some uncomfortable situations without my volunteering. Like the time I got lost in another country, um, where it was like a train station. My phone was dead, and basically, I don't speak any Spanish, so I was in Spain, and I ended up take getting off on the wrong train station, and then I had no idea where I was, I don't know how to get back, and my phone was dying, so I was freaking out. Um, but thankfully, it was really dark too. It was a shady area. I was kind of scared. But in those situations, like you know, after you make it through those situations, you just realize no, everything is not as crazy. Sometimes um, just build up more confidence and you survive it. So putting yourself through uncomfortable situations is very very important. When you're comfortable all the time, it's equals to stagnant. Um, when you're stagnant, you're not growing. So whatever business that is, like who is just comfortable, who doesn't want to grow, they're usually stagnant. And if you're not growing, you're dying. So that's one of the quotes that I heard from, I think it was Alex Hormozzi. If you're not growing, then you're dying, and that's pretty deep if you think about it, because it's either one or the other. So if you have to be growing all the time, or either way, you're dying with. And I think comfort is one of those things that stops you from growing. Being in a leader role and following intuition is vital for all areas in life, raising family, building business, and community. And I think it's very important for society to learn that that sometimes you have to raise leaders and not the people that are always following. Um, and leaders usually show themselves, I think, and it's they're vitals for communities and society. So I hope you guys took some things away from what I've learned about intuition and building courage from my years of entrepreneurship journey and from me reading about people. So these are some of the things that I believe. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about leadership. Are you a leader? And let me know what kind of actions you take to become a leader. That could be reading books and applying yourself and putting yourself into tough situations every single day. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.